This is a story about a father who risks everything to seek justice for his daughter in a racially divided southern town. One day on her way back from the grocery store, 10-year-old Tanya is abducted by two white boys. The two boys badly beat her up, they abuse her, and later try to hang her, but she doesn't die. When she's sent home 2 hours later, her mother becomes worried and calls her husband at work. Upon returning home, he finds his little girl on the couch in the living room, covered in blood and beaten up. One of the moving parts of the story is when her father is hugging her, she says to him, "Daddy, I'm sorry I dropped the groceries." Her father, Carl Lee, is shocked by this and is determined to take revenge for what they have done. Tanya is later taken to the hospital in critical condition, but fortunately survives. Meanwhile, the two boys, Billy Ray Cobb and Pete Willett, are caught as the police find one of the little girl's shoes in their car. During a preliminary hearing, it is determined there is enough evidence to bind the defendants over the grand jury. After the hearing, he visits Jake, a local lawyer who previously helped his brother. Carl Lee initially asks him about a similar case where the white boys got free, and Jake replies, yes, they got off. Carl Lee then asks him, "Would you help me if I ever got into trouble?" The lawyer asks, "What kind of trouble are you talking about?" And Carl Lee responds, "What would you do if this was your daughter abused like this?" Jake then realizes that he would likely kill the attackers. It's from that moment Carl Lee makes up his mind. When the courthouse closes on Friday, Carl Lee hides in a restroom before they lock up. He studies the building and later leaps through a window into the darkness. The next day, on Monday 20th, Carl Lee skips the hearing for Cobb and Willett's bail and hides in a courthouse closet. As the two leave the courtroom, Carl Lee jumps out of the closet and starts shooting them. A deputy is accidentally hit in the leg, but Carl Lee ensures Cobb and Willett are dead before fleeing. Hours later, the sheriff Ozzy comes to Carl Lee's home to arrest him. The case divides the town. Many believe Carl Lee should not be convicted because the two men deserve punishment, while others argue murder is murder. In this story, the racial dynamics worsen the tension. Black residents feel Carl Lee would not be on trial if he were white and the victims black. The case gains national attention. Carl Lee hires Jake to defend him, and the press flocks to the town. Jake receives threatening calls. Lucian Banks, a retired lawyer, advises Jake to seek a venue change to a more diverse county and to plead insanity as a defense strategy. Jake works tirelessly alongside Lucian and Harry Rex, while Carl Lee remains relatively calm in jail. The indictment process shows that the case is deeply divisive, with Carl Lee narrowly avoiding being formally charged. Meanwhile, tensions in Clanton escalate. Freddie Cobb, Billy Ray's brother, organizes KKK meetings, reigniting the group's presence. In response, black community leaders organize demonstrations and fundraise for Carl Lee's defense. The NAACP offers assistance, but Carl Lee remains loyal to Jake, his lawyer. Threats against Jake escalate. A burning cross is planted in his yard, and an anonymous call warns of a bomb at his home. Though the bomb is defused, Jake sends his wife Carla and daughter Hannah to her parents' house for safety. Jake continues preparing for the trial, getting a psychiatrist willing to testify Carl Lee was temporarily insane when he committed the crime. However, the state psychiatrist countered his claim. Ellen Rourke, a passionate law student, offers her help to Jake. She becomes an invaluable asset to the defense team. Jury selection begins under heightened security. Despite efforts to ensure fairness, the jury is all white. Simultaneously, clashes between the Klan and the black demonstrators erupt outside the courthouse, prompting interventions from the National Guard. The trial begins amidst this tense atmosphere. Jake emphasizes the brutality of Tanya's abuse and its impact on Carl Lee's mental state. Buckley, the prosecutor, downplays this angle. On the fifth day, a Klansman attempts to assassinate Jake, but is stopped by the guardsmen. Later, Ellen is attacked by Klansmen, but survives. An informant within the Klan helps authorities locate her, but is killed for his betrayal. Jake nearly quits, overwhelmed by the mounting threats and setbacks, but Lucien convinces him to continue. The same night they burn down Jake's house, and his dog inside dies. Despite these challenges, Jake perseveres, bolstered by support from his allies and Ellen's father, a prominent attorney. In one pivotal moment, Carl Lee asks Jake to speak to the deputy he accidentally shot and had lost his leg as a result. Carl Lee wants to know if the deputy thinks he should go to jail. Jake resists asking this in the court, but Carl Lee persists and Jake agrees to ask the deputy. When he asks the deputy responds that Carl Lee should be set free, explaining that he has a daughter of his own and would have done the same if he was in Carl Lee's shoes. This moment brings a lot of emotions, and many call the deputy a hero. In closing arguments, Jake appeals to the jury's humanity and tells the story of a young girl which touches everyone in court. He goes in detail about what Tanya had gone through, about being attacked, abducted and abused, and as a result he becomes very emotional. At the end of his summation, he asks the jury and the rest of the people in the court to imagine if that girl was white. And this is what changes everything. Ultimately, a woman in the jury convinces her peers by posing the question, what would they have done if he was their child? As a result, the jury finds Carl Lee not guilty, and he is reunited with his family and his daughter.